Welcome to this month's channeling. The topic of this month's channeling is what is personal power? At this stage I have no clue who's going to channel through us, but let me make the connection and let us see who comes through. Thank you. Greetings. I go by the name Lumina, and it is I who will commune with you regarding personal power. This concept to humans is deeply misunderstood by most, but fortunately not all. People perceive power as being a manifestation of wealth, control, dominance, decision-making, and many things beside. And none of this, I tell you, is personal power. True personal power is born from the relationship with self and comes from self-knowledge, self-acceptance, and self-love. When one has an understanding of who they are and their origin in a spiritual sense, the first step has been undertaken. Let us look at this a little deeper. When we understand ourselves and know ourselves, the human is arriving at a place of greater self-acceptance and self-worth. When they examine that understanding, there is a greater sense of love for self also, which is born. So how does a human arrive at this state? The journey of knowing and understanding self is undertaken through self-examination, not so much of one's thoughts and feelings, although they play a role, for they can lead the human to a deeper understanding of themselves, but rather to expand beyond the incarnation currently in existence, to look at lifetimes that have been, to see the characteristics, the patterns, the consciousness that moves from one incarnation to the next until the veins of truth are revealed in these continuous choices. To move beyond the third dimension in an understanding of the interdimensional self, to recognize what one is cosmically and beyond the manifested dimensions of reality. Through these ports, one can come to understand themselves as the human being. There is another way which requires less work and less effort. but can bring the same result. And that is for the human to journey inwards through the heart center, the center of self, and there uncover the halls of records and the information stored within the individual's own self. It is there that the truth of one's nature might be revealed. So surely this is the shorter route, but brings the individual human to the same state. Once this understanding of self is known, the individual must then accept themselves. The state of self-judgment has no purpose from that point. And as the human resonates more strongly with their own nature, so they are able to accept themselves by recognizing the beauty and the light which is the origin of them. They are also able to recognize the shadow and more unknown aspects of themselves simply by trusting who they are. From that time of trust, love is an easy outcome, and it is love of self. Through the acceptance of self, love is present. And when that has come to pass, the human being no longer seeks perfection, but seeks to be themselves. They seek the light of their own nature, and they come to know their being. This creates a confidence, a presence, a light, a wisdom, which is the true manifestation of personal power. It cannot be given. It cannot be shown. It can only be understood by the individual within their own journey. From that place of centeredness, the human is able to direct energy, intention, and many other things besides. But first, for effectiveness, that place must be attained. This is a journey for all humans, and one which is readily available. And as we are fond of saying in the dimensions of light, all journeys begin with the intention to undertake them. Thank you, children. This is my first transmission to the earth plane. I would indeed commune with you again in the future. Be at peace. Well, thank you very much for joining me for this channeling. I really appreciate your time and your consciousness, your presence. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you.